Welcome back to your daily basketball recap. My name is Levi Jacob. Today I am joined by,
Yours truly, Jason.
and we are going today to be doing a two-parter. Video
Oh
part
boy.
one is going to be going on this channel at the same time, but video one, we're going to do some A/B testing. It's fun. Video one, we're going to talk about the most important trade that's happened this year, because no other trades have happened this year.
Marcus Smart to the Grizzlies.
The Sacramento Kings traded Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroder to the Cleveland Cavaliers for DeAndre Hunter.
And what else? Just what else did the Cavs send for that haul?
And Dario Saric was sent
Right.
to the Bulls, I think with a second-round pick.
Right, and I assume the Cavs didn't get any picks because they got clearly the best player in the trade.
Yes.
They got picks. They got picks. No, they got picks.
Did they get picks? Oh, sorry. So then no, that's
was...
obviously not what happened. Please, why don't you enlighten us?
It was one of the I feel like I've said this many times so far on my appearances in this podcast. I feel bad for a number of people in this world, the starving kids in Africa, and Sacramento Kings fans. How I saw this trade this morning and I don't understand why. I can think of two reasons. Reason number one, Dennis Schroder forced the trade because he wants to put on all 30 jerseys before he retires. That's one reason why he has like four teams left or something. That's one potential reason. Second potential reason is that Keon Ellis slept with the owner's wife. Those are the only two explanations as to why Dennis Schroder, who is a backup point guard and would be a backup point guard for every team in the league, and Keon Ellis, who is a young 3-and-D, incredible, one of a kind player, like reminiscent of like prime KCP, like that he was just traded for literally half of the Cavs' sixth man. Like less because the Cavs also got picks.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm looking here to try to find where the pick you're talking about is. What pick? What pick did the Cavs get?
I saw that someone was talking about that the Cavs were routed picks through the Bulls through this trade.
Interesting. Okay. No, this is an aggregate. Never mind. This is not
Maybe
what we're looking for. So the funny part also, in my mind, what exactly occurred to me when I heard about this trade is the fact that Dennis Schroder was shipped out of Atlanta to make space for Trae Young, who is now also on a different team. So all in all, just a lot of useless moving around because none of the teams that any of them went to were successful, except for maybe I would say the Pistons last year. But they were out in the first round to the Knicks, first round, right? So yeah, I think that the Bulls got the picks, two future second round picks. I think that's what I'm seeing here. It could be. We'll see what happens.
The Bills are keeping the picks, but those are Kings picks.
Kings picks. Okay, listen. I don't know why. I mean, Dennis Schroder also you paid money to. You paid good money to, for whatever reason, when you then signed Russell Westbrook and kind of gave him the keys. Who do you think won this trade? I'll tell you off the bat, I don't think it's Chicago. I think second round picks are kind of useless. And I know that they've we've seen a couple of good players off of second round picks in recent years, but I feel like Dario Saric is one of those players that just never ends up actually getting on the floor. Maybe for this weird Bulls team it'll happen, but I feel like he's just gonna be a buyout candidate. I forgot that he was even on. I thought he was still on the Nuggets.
He was on the Suns actually.
Who do you think is the winner of this trade? I don't think we don't have to include the Bulls in this, but
funny enough, I actually sneakily think the Bulls did really well off in this trade, but that's another conversation because I think that a haul of second round picks plus Dario Saric plus one of their ball dominant guards, which I have too many of right now, Tre Jones, Lonzo. Well, no, Lonzo's not there anymore, but Tre Jones, Josh Giddey, Kobe White. I would assume that they can't keep all of them. So if they take one of them plus Dario plus some seconds, that can go to I don't know, like the Wizards for something. Get Chris Middleton. I don't know. But who won? The answer is never the Kings for any trade ever. Maybe like besides for when I got Vlade. Like I can't imagine a time the Kings won anything. I'm just in shock. I am genuinely in shock how they lost their their sometimes starting point guard and their second best prospect for DeAndre Hunter, who
So
is
I
now going to be another wing alongside Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. Like what?
so I think that's the weird thing is I think that we've seen DeAndre Hunter unmotivated. I think for some reason he didn't work with the Clippers. There's a lot of trade talk around him, obviously. I think they're also in the second apron, the Cavs, so it's like a lot of stuff there, but this hasn't put them, I think, anywhere better. I think they're still spending the same amount of money at the end of the day. Yeah, DeAndre Hunter for this Kings team is it's weird, especially if I just feel like we just don't know what's happening with this Kings team. We don't know if they're blowing it up. We don't know, who knows, maybe he doesn't end up on this team by the end of the year. Um However, I think that the Cavs did a really great job with this trade.
Yeah,
I th- I think they're replacing in DeAndre Hunter that they got last year at the deadline. Last year at the deadline? 2 years ago? Last year?
Hunter they got last year,
They
2025.
got a guard to finally back up Garland or to start when Garland isn't there that they had last year in Ty Jerome, which really, really helped this whole team operate and run the second unit, honestly, because right now it's been Jalen Tyson, and he's been doing a lot better of a job than I think a lot of us thought that he would do. However, he's not a point guard, so he shouldn't be doing that. And Keon Ellis, who brings them defense, like really, really aggressive defense and 3-point shooting opportunity. I think he's going to be absolutely unleashed here. This is a really, really dangerous pickup. Like even if they move on from Schroder, I think any team that ended up getting Keon Ellis was a good move for that team, depending on what they were giving up. And I think in this case, even if it ends up just being Keon Ellis, that's a great move for this Cavs team. Like he's gonna play very valuable minutes for them, especially next to uh, um, Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
Like he's definitely gonna be in the
I
playoff rotation. I think.
I was actually listening to like an hour ago, listening to Strauss's video on the trade, and he actually had a really good insight. He thinks that it has to be the case that the NBA fans value Keon much more than the GMs. And
I
I
think it's
like
true.
if you ever need any proof, I'm looking at the Cavs depth chart right now. They've slotted in Keon as fourth the fourth rotation point guard. Like he's currently like the 15th man on their depth chart.
Yeah, I think to be fair, in the minutes that he's played, he has like crazy advanced stats as far as 3 and D. To be fair, I think that we kind of all feel about him like when he plays, we kind of all feel about him like he could be really good, but we just haven't had a large enough sample size because through what 3 Kings coaches now, they just don't play him. Like it's just
I
weird.
don't
It's very
understand.
weird. Um,
Then you look at the Kings right now, like their starting lineup. They're right now looking to do Westbrook at the one, Levine at the two, Hunter at the three, DeMar at the four, and Sabonis at the five. Like that team just doesn't make sense. I don't understand what if they don't make another move, then
I think they're gonna have to make a lot of moves,
they
whether
have
it's
to.
now at the deadline or it's in the off season, just because they need shooting. That's a clear piece to this Kings team. They need better shooting. And I think Dennis Schroder was just a clunky fit with this team. Like he just doesn't really
Yeah,
fit in with the whole process. Um, DeAndre Hunter, though, as the person to fill in that shooting, like if you're, it's a plus that DeAndre Hunter on this Cavs team is averaging what, like around 19 points per game this season. He's shooting pretty solid percentages. He's doing, he was doing good work for them. Some defense as well, not the most, but some. Um, are you counting him to score 25 points a night? Like, what's the planning here?
I don't know.
I feel like it's like
I think
a common theme with the Kings.
I, I think the Kings bottom out right now. I think right now they're tied with the Wizards for the least amount of wins. I think they right now ship off DeMar, ship off Levine, buy out Westbrook. If their starting lineup becomes Malik Monk, Neek Clifford, Dylan Cardwell, DeAndre Hunter, and just fill in slots with role players. So then next year you're going for AJ or Darren or one of the boozers. Like, I think this is just
I,
where they do it.
I feel like they're kind of still there. Like they're kind of already there with the pieces they have,
Yeah,
and
but
on
they
top
don't.
of that, like what um who was saying Mike Dunleavy, right? Like in order for there to be a trade, there needs to be a market. For most of these guys, including Levine, like the Bucks were trying to get Levine, supposedly, and like that kind of went nowhere. He's a lot of money for not a lot of output. I feel like there's a lot of teams that
Yeah,
are kind of just out on a lot of their players, and so they just kind of are like, even as pennies on the dollar, I feel like a lot of teams don't really want to take the chance.
yeah, but I think that they could turn Sabonis into a bunch of picks, and they already have Dylan Cardwell to fill in that slot. So I think the first move they do is they
Yeah,
ship off Sabonis. Sabonis is being he's a double machine, and he's currently just sitting there on the Kings. I think he's their first move. I think that there is a market for DeMar. I think DeMar does not have a terrible contract, and I think enough players could use a plug and play. He's Chris Middleton on the championship like Bucks. He's just a little older, can't move much, and he could just shoot. Just give him the ball, he'll shoot.
I think in my mind it's closer to like a Sean Livingston when he was playing for the Warriors, which is still a winning
That's
player. I'm not complaining
that
about
was
it.
a winning player.
Um, yeah. Interestingly to me though, I've kind of warmed to the idea of I kind of want the Celtics to go after Sabonis. I
Yeah,
kind of would like him on that team.
I like that also. I always associate the Celtics more with defensive bigs. Like I feel like that's always been their thing. And I feel like
You don't think
Sabonis
that
just
Joe
doesn't
Mazzulla
fit the
can get
mold.
him, but you don't meaning like how many when he was on the Thunder way back when he was like earlier in his like way
Westbrook,
early in his
yeah, yeah.
career, he was a good rim running. He could play defense. He could protect the rim effectively. He then changed into this other role, obviously. Um, but I feel like Joe Mazzulla has it in him to get it, like the Jokic kind of defense. Like you don't have to protect the rim perfectly, but
Yeah, but
do enough to get your
that's not
hands
Joe
up.
Mazzulla. So, but that's not Mazzulla's style. If I had to pick one center that I think would be the center for the Celtics to make the run they can go on, it's like someone like Claxton. It's not Sabonis. I just think
I
that
just think
the
that he's
Celtics
not.
play too like Sabonis plays like like the Pokemon evolution, like he's like pre-Jokic, pre-Şengün, like he's that kind of player. Like that's not how Joe Mazzulla runs offenses.
But they don't. But I don't think that the Celtics like people who have deficiencies. So in regards to a Nick Claxton, the guy is you can't play him at the end of games in crunch time because he can't hit free throws. Like there are certain things he can't help you space the floor as effectively. There are certain things that he doesn't do. He passes the ball very well for a big man, obviously. But I just feel like there's certain things that they're not in love with. Like that's why they had Al Horford and Porzingis because those are both guys, including Kata this year. Kata operates very, very productively at the free throw line for a big guy. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Sacramento Kings break down whatever they're going to do in the future. But realistically speaking, I think that it's a huge win for the Cavs because this is exactly kind of what they've been missing. I think losing Ty Jerome was huge for them, like really bigger I think than they realize even. Um, and getting a defensive point of attack, a very good point of attack defender in Keon Ellis who can also shoot and like just do exactly what like this is kind of like a match made in heaven for them, and they get the physicality and the raw dog of what Dennis Schroder is. I think it's good for them. I think it's very good for them.
Yeah, I'd love to see them play Keon, like a Ty Jerome style player. I would love.
I think also because I think this actually, by the way, also allows them to open up the floor to have the big guys with the small guys. Like a lot of people would say, like, oh, like those two guards are small because Keon Ellis I think is 6'3". I want to say, Donovan Mitchell is
Small guy.
6'1", like maybe 6'3" on a very very good day, but it's small. And the same thing with Garland. However, his defense is really he has good defensive
Good.
rotation, so I think that
It's
it's
good.
a very nice fit for them. Um, okay,